finally back in my kitchen, and the way that I feel, the excitement that I feel, just to be able to cook my own food. Traveling is fun. There's nothing that compares to home cooking. I am just in that stage right now where I'm just trying to get things organized. I figured I would share with you this week as much as I eat as possible. So if I'm going to do any prepping for my week, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I am going to do a little bit today, it will always be on a Sunday. My meal prepping style is very unconventional. I'm not going to do individual meals. I'm just going to do things like season a little bit of salmon. I'm going to prep a whole chicken, roast a whole chicken, pressure cook a whole pot of beetroot. I have been missing beetroot. It's such a simple thing to do. So yeah, we're going to start with breakfast, a little scrambled eggs and sourdough, basic, and then we will get into the meal prep. I really fancied a potato sourdough. Went to Dusty Knuckles to get this. Their potato sourdough it's incredible. It's really good. Scramble an avocado and feta little thing that I threw together with lemon juice, olive oil, and some black pepper, really simple. Some cherry tomatoes. They're definitely fading in flavor. They are from the farmer's market, but I can taste tomato season is probably over, and a little bit of sourdough on the side. I also threw some parsley on top, threw some pumpkin seeds on top, and some sesame seeds also. I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this. I've got my chicken, which I have brined overnight. I'm just gonna pat it down. It was washed and then I brined it. I just grabbed my little chopper because I'm going to whiz up a butter, kind of garlicky, herby seasoning so I can just rub it all over the chicken and get it tasting good. Beetroot's one of those things you will find packaged cooked everywhere, but I think a lot of people are put off because they haven't actually tried like a proper cook from scratch, you know, cooked from raw beetroot. I'm also craving a big pot of my sweet potato amaranth. I typically wouldn't have enough time to make this during the week, which is why I'm doing it today. It's just great to warm throughout the week, great for those colder mornings. It's just a really gentle way which I like to start my day. If you can't get hold of amaranth, quinoa is a great alternative. Quinoa works well too. You can also blitz it up and make a really delicious porridge. But yeah, I've got hold of some amaranth, so I'm going to be using some of this. It's a Monday, top of the week, and I'm about to kick things off in the juiciest way possible. And for me, the juiciest way possible means getting lots and lots of greens into my breakfast. Having a bowl of steamed greens is one of my life hacks. I really do feel the difference. Had a little bit of that amaranth porridge for dessert last night. It was delicious. I picked up quite a few apples on the weekend. Russets are probably one of my favorite types of apples. I don't have time to bake them this morning, but I do fancy them cooked. So I'm just going to simply stew them in a pan with a little bit of cinnamon. Breakfast was some of that chopped beetroot that I had pressure cooked, and I put some hemp seeds on top, some steamed tender stem, and some soft boiled eggs. So glad that I prepped the salmon because I'm going to throw together, I'd say like a 10 to 15 minute lunch. It's going to be a quick lunch. This will go in for about 10 minutes, and just before the salmon's cooked, I'm going to quickly just get some kale, roast the kale, mix it with some chickpeas, make a quick chickpea and kale salad, throw some salmon on top. It's going to be delicious. My big Tupperware full of greens, already prepped. Definitely that kind of person that needs to be organized. Otherwise, it's gonna be a myth throughout the week. Me actually washing, cooking vegetables. I need everything just ready to go. It inspires me just to have a big Tupperware full of greens. It makes me want to grab them and chop them and eat them and cook them. I wish I had some curly kale because that's the best type of kale to roast, but it doesn't matter. This is still gonna work. Just tearing the leaf off the stem. You can roast the stem, but I just want a quick roasted kale thing. I massaged the kale with a little bit of olive oil, some salt. I then thought some nutritional yeast would be a great addition, so I added some on. I threw the whole tray, including the piece of salmon, back into the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes. Back into that same bowl, I placed in the cooked kale, some chickpeas, that creamy tahini dressing, some parsley. I almost forgot to add in some finely chopped red onions, and yeah, served this up. This was such a juicy lunch. This is a prime example of something that I could eat every day and never ever get tired of it. I want something quick, comforting, cozy, and delicious. I've got that whole chicken, so it just makes sense to throw a really simple, quick chicken soup together. This is the broth that I used. It's from the Burr Broth Company. It's the chicken fur one. It's actually my first time using the fur one. I usually just have the regular chicken broth, but it's actually really, really good. I'm off to an event this morning. I've got barely any time. I just need to eat just a little something. It's actually a cooking class that I'm going to, so thank goodness there's food involved. I've just got some oats in here. I'm gonna throw some random toppings over. Might splash a little bit of coconut milk because I do love finishing my porridge with a little bit of coconut milk just for that creaminess. Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple boiled eggs, which I probably won't have time to film and show you. So this morning, a little bit of porridge, boiled eggs.
One is the seaweed bernaise, and then this one, in this sauce here, you got the lobster bisque. This is a lobster bisque sauce, so basically it's a lobster gravy.
Yeah, was it good? Just done a little midweek shop, not in a supermarket. I went to Food for All. The first ever YouTube video that I shot, can you believe that was nearly 10 years ago, was filmed in Food for All. For me, it's one of the best herb health food stores in London. Typical me, I went in there to get one thing. I needed some dried butter beans, but I ended up getting a whole bag of herbs and some other pulses and grains. Also, as in Food for All, there was a woman buying this product, and I just love asking questions, especially in health food shops. I'm like, oh, what's that for? What do you use that for? So I was actually influenced by this customer in Food for All to try out this. It's called Fluorescence. It's a blend of burdock root, sheep sorrel, slippery elm, watercress, blessed thistle, red clover, Turkish rhubarb. So the woman said that she blends it with some fresh aloe, so it's super bitter. She feels great. She does it every morning. She just does 2 teaspoons of this. So I'm gonna give it a try. I was like, why not? Grab some butter beans, the one thing that I actually went in there for. So I was at it, I thought I would grab some chickpeas. Obviously had to get some more amaranth. You know exactly what I am planning to do with that. Picked up some red quinoa. I do love the taste of red quinoa. It's just got a really nutty taste, which I really enjoy. Hemp seeds, because I'm completely out of hemp seeds. Picked up this magnesium supplement. I usually have it in the powder form, but they only had it in the capsule form, so that's fine. For the herbs, I grabbed some mugwort, some lavender, some chamomile, some sage, some raspberry leaf, and some turmeric. Do you know what I really fancy this morning? Don't have the biggest appetite this morning, and I bought some carrots to actually make a juice, so I'm just gonna do the juice. Maybe a little lemon too. Let's make it really strong. Quite a lot of ginger. What is that? I don't know if it's because of the carrots or because I just put that whole lemon in.
So I spent the rest of my day recipe testing, shooting, filming, eating. This was one of my favourite recipes. It's a chicken, mushroom and leek pot pie. 10 out of 10. I definitely need to share this one with you soon.
I've got some leftover tuna from the other day, so I'm going to put it to use this morning. I haven't had my tuna omelette type of frittata thing. I don't know, omelette frittata. It's so delicious. I haven't had it for so long. Fancy a really high protein breakfast this morning, and this is a great way to make sure I'm getting that. This morning I'm using my Hexclad pan, and I've got a few of the Hexclad pans. They are as good as everyone says. They are fantastic. I've also got some Our Place pans and some Le Creuset pans. So yeah, I use different pans depending on my mood, depending on what I'm cooking. So this tuna was in olive oil, just to let you know. So I'm just gonna put it straight in. I just remembered I've got some of this amaranth left over. And when I tell you, my appetite is through the roof this morning. I did quite an intense session in the gym, so yeah, I just really need to refuel. Top it with some blueberries maybe. You know, I said tomato season is almost done. I do have a few gorgeous, probably the last week of these, gorgeous tomatoes. I'm just gonna thinly slice these and then just lay them on top of the tuna frittata. I usually keep this just onions, tuna, some chili or pepper of some sort, a little bit of oregano. But today, I don't know, I just had a thought. I'm gonna put in a little bit of Dijon mustard. I'm such a mustard lover. Why not? Let's throw a little Dijon in there. Mustard works with everything. Amaranth is warmed up. Ooh, that nutmeg coming through. The smell of the nutmeg and the coconut and the cinnamon. Just cooked down a few blueberries to go on top. One of the reasons why I love to prep this, it's just such a perfect prep in advance porridge, is because it actually gets better over time. This right here is a radicchio. I personally love it. I know not everyone feels the same way about it as I do, mainly because it's such a bitter leaf. If you're not accustomed to bitter foods, you haven't kind of trained your palate to really enjoy them, you might struggle a little bit. But in saying that, there are ways to cut through the bitterness and make this leaf super, super delicious. I'm going to prepare a red curry and radicchio salad. I'm kind of just gonna go with the flow. I have got some walnuts out, so I definitely know I'm gonna throw some of those in. So the radicchio will be the main event of the salad, and then I'll serve it with a very simple pancake steak. Red curry along with, I love a kabuka squash. Those two are probably my favorite squashes ever. I'm gonna keep some of the red curry squash skin on, but with areas like this, I'm definitely going to remove it. Just scooping out the seeds, and then I will chop the red curry into wedges. Honey and thyme vinaigrette with shallots, olive oil. Okay, That's a good red curry. All the ingredients I need to put together a few days worth of oat and chia pots. I'm going to do an apple and cinnamon version. I don't have many chia seeds, which is why I'm going to fill it out with oats. These will just be my little pre-workout snacks for the morning time when I'm in a hurry. A little touch of vanilla essence. I'm going to put in some hemp seeds just because I try to eat as many hemp seeds as possible. I love hemp seeds. A little touch of maple syrup. You could use any sweetener of choice, and then some milk of choice. I'm just using some almond milk, and then once it has actually thickened up, I'll probably add like a spoon of coconut yogurt in there just to make it extra creamy. So I'm just simply going to stew some apples, which is nothing new around here, and then put that at the bottom of these chia and oat pots, just for an extra layer of yumminess. I definitely work out better when I've had something to eat, but of course that's a very personal thing. Some people work out better when they are fasted. If I've got a few extra minutes in the morning, I'll always warm these chia and oat pots up, just because I prefer warming foods, especially first thing in the morning. I don't want to have anything too cold, not straight from the fridge. The chia pudding's set, so I'm just going to put a little, like I said, just a little spoon of coconut milk in there. Just give it a mix. I'll just store them in some glass jars. So starting with those stewed apples, I didn't use any coconut oil just because I don't know why. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I didn't. Then that chia pudding. A few days of my little workout snack. I left a little extra room at the top just to give me options. If I want to grab them and go, if I want to add something like granola, I can just put that on top. It's best that I do it at the time when I'm ready to eat it, not before, because it will just go soggy. I could also add some more yogurt and some fresh berries if I fancy it. Like I said, I do prefer having them warm. So yeah, on occasions where I have enough time, I'll definitely warm them. But yeah, a little pre-workout chia pot. For my actual breakfast this morning, I've got some plantain, avocado, eggs. Combo, can't go wrong. Quick, simple, and very effective. Got some coconut oil, just gonna cook my plantain. Adding a little avocado. I know that my breakfast pretty much always looks the same. It's eggs, greens, I don't know, maybe some tomatoes, maybe a little sourdough, maybe some plantain, but it always revolves around eggs. Eggs are just a protein that really agree with me. They make me feel fantastic. They give me sustained energy throughout the day. So yeah, got my little avocado. If I'm feeling a little bit extra, I might just add a little bit of pesto as well. I've got this red pesto. And of course, to finish, some type of seed. I'm using this furikake. The best, this combo never ever gets old. Eggs, plantain, avocado base, and then add on some steamed greens, add some cherry tomatoes, add a little condiment, something like a pesto. Love it.
So for dinner, I made some roasted cumin carrots, chopped carrots, cumin, salt, pepper, olive oil, whacked them in the oven. And then I made some pilau rice using this pilau spice blend. And I threw some extra turmeric in there, threw some coconut milk, added in some butter, and this rice was dreamy. It was so delicious. I also had some leftover chard and spinach, which I just cooked down in some garlic. I served it all with a piece of salmon, lots of lime. Some of the meals that I've cooked up during my week. I hope that you draw inspiration from what I've shared. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. If you have anything to ask me, drop me a comment, and I'll see you soon.